Dear friends, this is a condolence speech on Alice Munro, the famous Canadian short story writer. Alice Munro, who passed away on 13th May this year, 2024. She was a Nobel Prize winner for literature in 1913. That's a very important point to say. No doubt she was a great short story writer, novelist, prose writer, critic. She was born Alice on Ludlow in Wigham, Ontario. Her father was Robert Eric Ladslaw, was a fox and mink farmer, and later he turned to turkey farming. And her mother was Anne Clark Ladlaw, was a school teacher. She was of Irish and Scottish descent. Her grandfather, her father was the descent of, we should say, the famous Scottish poet James Hogg. She began to write as a teenager, publishing her first story, The Dimensions of a Shadow. It was in 1950. While studying English and journalism in the University of Western Ontario on a 2-year scholarship, during this period she worked as a waitress, a tobacco picker, and library work. And in 1951 she left university, where she had been majoring English literature since 1949, to marry fellow student James Munro. They moved to Dundarway, West Vancouver, for James's job in a departmental store. In 1963, the couple moved to Victoria, where they opened Munro's Books, a bookstall, which still continues to operate. She had a highly acclaimed career, no doubt about that. Her first collection of short stories, The Dance of the Happy Shades, it was published in 1968, which won the Governor General's Award and then the Canadian highest literary prize. In 1978, Munro's collection of interlinked stories, Who Do You Think You Are? It was published. This was earned by Munro the second Governor General Literary Award and shortlisted for Booker Prize for Fiction in 1980 under its international title, The Beggar Maid. From 1979 to 82, she toured Australia, China, and Scandinavia for public appearances and readings. In 1980, she held the position of a writer in residence in the University of British Columbia and University of Queensland, USA. From 1980 to 2020, Munro published a short story collection at least once a year. For 1 year, one collection of short stories. First version of stories for his Munro stories have appeared in the journals, the Atlantic Monthly, Grand and Street, Harper Magazine, Mademoiselle, The New Yorker, Narrative Nature, Paris Review. She had several collections of which were translated into 13 languages. So famous she became. She was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913, cited as the master of contemporary short story, and she was the first Canadian, the 13th woman to receive the Nobel Prize in Literature. Thank you.